What's up everybody, it's OC. I just wanted to make a real quick video. I know you've seen some of the aquatic videos that I've put up already of my aquariums here in my house. And I'm today making a brine shrimp hatchery, so that way I don't have to buy brine shrimp anymore. Blah, 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 blah. Anyhow, I've got the eggs here. I know it looks like a scene from Breaking Bad, but I promise we're just hatching some brine shrimp here for my fish to eat. It's a lot healthier diet than flakes and all of that stuff, so and it's cheaper. So I can afford to be able to make a brine shrimp set every 2 days or so and feed to them. And this little bottle right here will last me for months. And it's really, really cheap. This right here is baking soda. We only use a little bit of that. And then some rock salt. Or oceanic salt is what you would need to use for the hatchery. What I do is I'm going to take this bottle and have it upside down through here, and then this will be placed in here like so, with the hole pointing towards this hole, which I've kept the old parts to this, hollowed it out to where we can run the line from here through it and be able to have it come out the other end so that we can be able to harvest our brine shrimp when we get ready to. And that's how that will work. But on the top we will have this here to be able to hold the bottle still, and the top of the bottle, which is the bottom right now, will be cut out. I just had it filled now so that I could see weight and proportion and see how everything would hold up. And then we put it all together, and we put we have a tablespoon of salt and a teaspoon of brine shrimp, and just a hint, just a pinch or so, about that much of baking soda, just for pH, into the bottle. And then the whole contraption goes inside of there. This is basically just a stand for it all to be able to hold in, and the orange cup holds it high enough up to where when I go to harvest, everything is still going down to the bottom of the bottle. So when I go to harvest them out, we have these little valve here, which will go on to the end here, and this end will be here in the bottle, right into here, and it will drain out and through and into whatever container like such here that we have, and then you have your little dropper that you put the fry, the baby brine shrimp in for your fry or your fish that you're feeding. So that's pretty much it. That is how you make a brine shrimp hatchery, the best way I can think of to make it, and make it the easiest way. And once you put your fry in there, you have your air tubes hooked up and bubbling. You have a light. You keep the light source on it, and within 24 hours later, you have all of the brine shrimp. You turn off your valve to where the bubbles are no longer going into the bottle when it's sitting this way. And then you wait for the brine shrimp to all coagulate at the bottom. And once that has happened, then you turn the valve back open after you've removed the air valve. You reopen the valve to let the shrimp come out of the tube and into your petri dish or whatever you're going to serve them from. And I'll be showing you a video of that now. Alright everybody, continuing now here with the brine shrimp hatchery, gathering a few more things. As you can see here, I have now secured the hose line onto the bottle for this particular one. Now, for this much hose, I can buy it at my local fish store for 25 cents a foot. So for this much hose, I spent 50 cents, so I think I can afford to spend that each time I have to switch out this bottle. And the tape that I spent, the tape that I used on this maybe costed me another 5 cents or something like that. So anyway, I took an old Tupperware container and I cut a hole in there, and then I frayed out the edges by cutting little slits around the side, so that when I squeeze this bottle through, it fits through, but just barely, but holds it nice and tight and snug. And finally, a tray for the bottom of my hatchery stand, which I used an old tea bottle that I had just laying around that I wasn't using anymore, and took the pieces out of the bottom part that let the tea flow through, which I will later run the hose through just for holding it secure better, and it won't fray up against the more rough edges of the inside of that, which I had to take the insides out to be able to get the hose through. Anyway, also a regulation valve for the little air pump that I bought, a little top fin air pump. It says up to 5 gallons, so I'm sure this will be plenty of air going through. But in case it is too much, I do have a regulation valve here for the air, which I'll be putting on from the pump straight on, so that way I can control that wherever I want. And with the actually hatchery itself, I'll have a regulation valve as well in that line, just to where I can shut off the valve whenever I'm not transmitting air through it anymore. When I'm about to harvest the shrimp out of the bottom, I can then turn it back on to let the flow of the shrimp back out into a petri dish or some sort or something like that to be able to feed to my fish and fry and shrimp and whatever. That's about it, and I will get together now and show you how it goes together. Alright, now this is basically how the hatchery will look most of the time when it's, you know, just sitting around doing its thing, hatching brine shrimp. But it'll have all of its stuff and everything. I'm going to get the pump out of the box now, and maybe we'll set it up. I mean, I got me some rock salt here. I got me some brine shrimp eggs, and I have me a little bit of baking soda and a measuring spoon, so I think that we can get some things going here. We'll see. Set it all up and put in some brine shrimp.
Oh, just a few, and then it makes a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
So all that makes it have a baby. It makes the bunch that have babies inside them.
Well, something like that.
And then the babies will grow into adults, and then grow more babies, and then they'll keep growing babies, and then grow into adults and grow into snakes. Is that what's going to happen? So we
Now this check valve will blow the air out and into the adjustable valve to where I can now adjust the amount of bubbles that go into the brine shrimp hatchery.
Is my voice in the video?
It was for a little bit while you were over there. Got another piece. That will go between the valve
Yeah.
and the spot over here where we'll be able to.
I can see it recording the dude. That's why I went over here.
All right. Well, what should happen if I plug this in is everything should work correctly, and I should be able to put water in here and it should bubble up. So are you ready to see if that happens? Are you ready to see? Yeah? Okay.
Oh, you just don't know?
For just giggles, I'm going to close this for a moment.
There's a hole in it? I didn't even realize there was a hole in it. Oh, there is. I didn't even see that. And it's natural. Oh, it is bubbling.
Okay.
A little bit.
I'm going to make that my line just above this red topper that I'm using to hold all of this stuff, just to be able to hold it still, really, more than anything. So what we're going to do next, we have all of the components here necessary now to be able to do our hatchery. So here we're going to try and see what's going on.
It's fine.
Oh, it does look fine.
It just looks like
So,
nice and clean.
let's see here. Alright. Now, for every 1 liter of water, we should use a tablespoon, a tablespoon, of salt. And this is a 1/2, so I would use 2 of these. There's 1, and there's 2. I'm going to add a little more because that one was a little short. And they can take it. And then I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to open up this valve.
Oh, look at big bubbles. Oh, it's working. It's bubbling.
I'm going to close this valve a little. Make sure this bubble counter thing here is working. So I should be able to open this all the way up as much as I want.
Guys, if nothing works, then
Right.
if it never worked at all, then we spent the money for anything.
So far everything is working. Alright, as you can see here. Alright. Now on the brine shrimp hatchery, you can see the top bottle here is just the open, just like we have here. I've got the salt mixing up real quick first. so that way that can keep going as it is. And the stand, it's holding out okay. Everything seems to be holding together good. We'll see if this works overnight tonight. As soon as this salt gets good and mixed up, I'm gonna put this in here now too. A little pinch of baking soda in the top here. I know this is really starting to look like Breaking Bad, but this is just Brine Shrimp Hatchery 101. But anyhow, what I'm doing with the little pinch of baking soda is just controlling the pH in the water as the shrimp are trying to hatch out and whatnot. And you know, I'm even gonna add a little bit more salt. You know, I just want a little bit more in there. They're oceanic animals, so I think they can handle it. So, in just a minute, I'm gonna put in one of these spoons of the brine shrimp eggs, and then we will go through the night and see if it creates some brine shrimp in tomorrow. And they should be around 11 o'clock tomorrow night, 10 o'clock tomorrow night. You see the time there now, and they should be some babies in there. And I'll be feeding them to the fish in the 55-gallon and to the betta fish in Michael's 20-gallon. George, yeah. So that's what we're going to be doing. So we will see you then. All right, good day, everyone. Here's my brine shrimp hatchery again. It is the next day. As you can see on the clock there, it's 2:46 in the afternoon now. Still got about another 8 hours or so before they really are expected to be hatched or anything. So we're just going to be chilling today, watching the new hatchery, seeing what happens with it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the make of it and everything, the tutorial of making it. And it's a pretty simple setup, but I just happen to have everything laying around that I needed to be able to make it, with the exception of the air pump. I went and bought that. It was like $8 or something at PetSmart. But yeah, this is a smart bottle, water bottle, with the bottom cut off so that I can be able to access the top like that. Going into a children's cup that I cut a hole in the top of to use as a stand to be able to hold the top off of the ground so that I could have the hose come out of it in the inside sealed to the bottle cap. Not to the bottle, just to the cap, so I can replace that if I need to, the bottle, and just keep using the same cap and hose. And it's permanently attached there, and it's coming out of the lead here, going through the original part of the bottle here, as you guys saw in the tutorial, and it comes out the side here to a shut-off valve that I have, because as soon as I go to cut off the air supply, the water wants to start slowly dripping back through the tube. Now I have a check valve just in case this happens when I'm sleeping or something. That way it'll never go back into the pump and ruin the pump. And then a regulator valve here so that I can adjust the flow of the bubbles that I want into the bottle. And that's pretty much it for an entire setup here. I keep my salt in a little tiny container there. I have a little half teaspoon measurer there, and my brine shrimp, and a harvest little container that I use here. It's actually the top of a candle. So it's all glass. I took off the little rubber parts, and it'll work great to harvest in. When I get ready to harvest, as y'all will see in a few seconds to you, it'll be hours for me, but I'll turn this off when I first turn off the air, pull off this side of the hose, and then that way I can just dip it right into here and open the valve, and out will come the brine shrimp, and all the eggs hopefully will be at the top. And that's pretty much what brine shrimp hatchery consists of. It's a pretty simple setup, pretty easy, and it's the best food that you can feed to your fish. They will love it, they will thrive, and it's cheap, and it's easy, and it's fun. My son and I made this one last night. It was fun. We just happened to have everything laying around that we needed to be able to make it. And it made a pretty good one. So, alright, we'll go ahead and check it out when it's done. Alright, as you can see here, it's the brine shrimp. And if you're able to see in there, kind of hard to see in. There's a good view. As you can see, it worked. There we go. Millions of little brine. So, here's a little tutorial for you guys, from me to you, on how to make a brine shrimp hatchery and have it be successful. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to create a grow out tank for them and go from there. But yes, you can make a good brine shrimp hatchery. I'm going to show a couple more views of it here under light. Yeah, it looks better without it. Isn't that awesome? You can already see them starting to get dense down here at the bottom. And then all I gotta do is detach this right side of the hose, open up this valve, and they'll go right into this little dish for me with minimal of the salt water that's in the bottle. Not enough to hurt my fish anyway. There's a lot of them in there. I really didn't expect this good of a hatch rate from my first time ever hatching brine shrimp at the first time use of my brine shrimp hatchery. So there you go, folks. If anybody would like to buy one of these from me, I can hook you up with all the pots. Talk to y'all later. I harvested out this many so far. As you can see, that's quite a lot of them. And as I looked up in the tube, there's still quite a lot of them in the tube. And still quite a few up in the bottle. So, and I went lightly with the seeds. I mean, seeds. With the eggs, I barely put any in at all. I didn't even go according to specifications. I went way under. And I still have many, many, many of them. So, I'm going to feed these to my betta fish and my cories. They seem to like them a lot, as well as the shrimp that are in the tank. They like to eat them as well, so I'm sure they'll gobble these up real well. And I'm going to see if I can get the rest of these that are left in here to get down to the bottom here with the light. Again, I'm going to turn the light off in here in the kitchen and put just a single light down here at the bottom in an attempt to get them to go down here. What I'm going to do in the future is I'll start putting a light underneath the orange cup to be able to get them to want to go down further. But again, thanks so much for watching, everyone. I just wanted to show you guys how I had gotten them out and it was successful, so I got them. So thanks so much again for everyone for watching. Click like, subscribe if you haven't already. Click that notification bell so you can get videos like this right away, and other videos as well. So thanks so much, everyone, again, and take care.